Hey, what is up everyone? Welcome back to another video. In this video, we are going to attempt a machine on HackTheBox called Antique. Now, like most things that I do, I have not prepped this ahead of time, have never even heard of this machine or looked at this machine, so I'm going into it completely blind. Now, that's probably what's different between this video and all the other walkthroughs you're probably going to find on YouTube. What frustrated me when I was first learning is I would try to learn how to do this pen testing, this ethical hacking thing, and I would get stuck on a machine because I had no idea what I was doing, even more so than now. And I would look up a walkthrough and there'd be a content creator that showed me how to solve the machine in 15 minutes. What they did not show me was a 3 hours, 4 hours, 6 hours, sometimes days of them banging their head against their keyboard, trying to figure out how to exploit the machine. They don't share their methodology. They don't share their thought process. They don't share their frustrations. They don't even share the times, when they rage quit. I have videos on my YouTube where I just rage quit on a machine, but there's something super valuable seeing someone work through a machine live as they share their thought process and their methodology. So hey, that's what I do. So if that kind of content is helpful to you, you should check out the rest of my videos. And hey, I know I'm live right now on a few different platforms, but if you enjoy my content, my primary platform is YouTube. So if you want to see all my videos as they come out, including shorter videos that aren't on stream, go to youtube.com, and then Tyler Ramsbey is where you can find me on YouTube. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and dive into this machine. So here it is, Antique. I just launched the IP, and that is the extent of what I've done. So we need to do a few things first. Let's make a folder for it. So we'll make a directory for Antique, and then we'll also do sudo nano. We'll edit our Etsy host so we don't have to constantly remember the IP, and we'll drop it in here, and we'll call it Antique. If I can spell, antique.hackthebox. Save it, ping it, good to go. Let's begin with our basic scans. I like to use Rust scan. We'll give it our target of antique.hackthebox and then --.a. That just means whatever open ports we have, we want you to scan those open ports with nmap. So this says first scan it with Rust scan, see what open ports we have, and then any open ports we have, send it over to nmap with the --A flag, which is just a basic flag in nmap that throws all the enumeration stuff at it so we can see what is running on here. So it looks like, unless this is wrong, we only have one port open, port 23 of all things. I was expecting to see a web server or something along those lines, but that's going to be it looks like. Let's jump over to our notes and let's get some notes set up for this. We'll call it Antique on HackTheBox. Make it full width, make this page full page, and it'll be pretty easy, I guess, to set up our ports and stuff if this is the only thing that we have open. And then our plan for this, because once again, I'm working through this live, is we're going to try to do this in what they call adventure mode, where it just asks us for our user flag and our root flag. If we get stuck, we'll switch over to guided mode, which makes it a little more kind of like Try Hack Me, where it asks you leading questions to figure out how to solve it. And then if we're still stuck, we'll look at a walkthrough. But that's the nice thing about all the easy rated machines in HackTheBox is they all have this guided mode. So it's not a full spoiler, but it helps point you in the direction you need to go. This is taking longer than usual to run this nmap scan. I don't know why. I'm going to try it manually. Maybe this will be a little bit faster, maybe not. Or maybe that's like part of the machine. It's a printer? So maybe that's why it doesn't return any information. That's like part of the machine. I'm just going to grab this for my notes. We'll let our other scans run, but I don't even need a separate tab. Like usually I have separate tabs for each service that's running, but there's only one service that's running. So I'll just start my enumeration right on this main page. And so what I'm doing here, if I can go like that, If you're confused what I was doing here, because Nmap wasn't returning anything right away, what I did is what's called banner grabbing. I just tried to use Netcat to connect to it on port 23 to see if it would give me any information, and it did. It told me it's HP Jet Direct that's running. Because you can see these scans still aren't doing anything. I can probably stop this one. I wanted to make sure it wasn't just Rust scan bugging out, but they weren't doing anything. It's not like a... Oh, and then it prompts for a password. Interesting. Let's go ahead and grab all that actually for our notes. Try that again. So if I do that... Okay, so you just hit enter again and it will do it. I don't want to have the hello in there. All right, so this is what we have, right, for our banner grabbing. We can connect to it with Netcat. It prompts us for a password, and we get invalid password. So the first thing is knowing the KISS principle, keep it simple, stupid. Let's do jet direct default password. Okay, that's what I was trying. Maybe I need to do capital. Do HP. Is there like a default telnet password? Let's just read about telnet on HP Jet Direct and how it... See if there's anything. To view supported commands, formats, and parameters, type the question mark. Okay, so we need to be authenticated to do that. Menu. So I don't think I can run any of these commands until I get authenticated, right? If anyone's done this box, let me know if I'm missing any other ports. So here's why it took so long. It just kept prompting Nmap for a password. Right, so the Nmap scan, that's all it kept doing. Password, 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 password. Let's see what we have here. So there's a, you leave an unauthenticated telnet service, there's a side effect of this. Does this need to be authenticated? I don't see anything for creds. I only found one port bottleneck. Did you scan UDP? I think Rust scan does that. Does it not? Unless, do I have to specify UDP? Does -A automatically do UDP? Here, what am I doing? Let me just double check that real quick. Is there a bigger help? See, I think So I can specify it there. Let's just try that, I guess. I bet -A does it. Let's just try nmap, I guess. We'll let that do its thing while I play around with this. Yeah, SNMP should be open, one would think. I don't think this is gonna work. So is SNMP open on 161? Oh shoot, it is open. All right, so a few things we learned. One is Rust scan apparently does not scan for UDP by default. So now I'm wondering, can we find that with the Rust scan, or do I need to work into my methodology to check UDP with nmap each time? I'll do some digging in a second. King Tech said, off topic, but can you do a video on adversary emulation, the steps you would take for a real assessment? Maybe. The only problem is I may not know what I'm talking about. I'm not a red teamer. Most of the time, I'm just a pen tester, which as a pen tester, you're not really doing adversary emulation or emulating APT. You're doing more holistic pen testing, like ethical hacking, finding all the vulnerabilities. Whereas a red team engagement is much more long-term. That's when you emulate an APT. And so like I could try to make a video on it, but I don't have a whole lot of experience on that specifically. So King Tech, you might have to wait till I get more red teaming experience under my belt, because unlike other YouTubers, I try not to speak on things I know nothing about just for views. But good suggestion. You can add nmap specific arguments after your Rust scan. Oh, I know how to do that. Maybe that would do it. So if I do Rust scan -a antique.hackthebox-s, like that is how it would work, I think. Let's give that a shot once again, just for testing. In the meantime, okay, so we at least have it trying it. Let's. I just need to sudo this. All right, well, let's go ahead and jump back over to our notes. I guess I do have enough ports, so we'll do like that, full width. And then we'll grab this. Full width. Oh, what am I doing with my naming here? All right. And I wonder if we'll find anything else. Does RustScan working now? So RustScan still didn't find it. GoPro Slow Yo is adding your YouTube in real time. Oh, beautiful. Dude, thank you, GoPro Slow Yo. Appreciate it. So apparently adding the commands as part of like the syntax for RustScan still doesn't hit UDP. How does... I need to figure this out. I need to pause this machine real quick. And figure out... They say it's the best way to scan TCP and UDP ports, but how? How the frick do you scan for UDP ports? How is it the best way if it doesn't tell you how to scan for UDP ports? Scan UDP with RustScan. Oh, there's an issue for it. Okay. Did anyone close this issue? So it doesn't seem to support it. So someone tried to add it. Nmap does a couple of things. Your DP scan, blah, blah. Okay, so interesting. We learned that RustScan does not do that. For UDP. So we have to keep in mind if UDP is possibly open, we need to use Nmap manually. I can maybe try to go contribute. Wasn't I running Nmap? Here we go. And UDP scanning just takes forever. So this is going to take a long time, I bet. But maybe SNMP is all we need to work with. We can check like community strings and stuff. Is what I'm thinking. Otherwise, we'll have to wait for Nmap scan to finish, but... Neflo says, I just scanned and 161 is open. Yeah, I saw 161's open right here. Is there any other UDP ports that are open? Otherwise, I'm just going to begin with this. I just wanted to know if there's a way to do it with RustScan. I think I got my answer. Everyone said, like when you read about RustScan, it says it supports UDP and everything, but from what I see, it doesn't. I think we have SNMP 1. Yeah, version 1. Oh, Nephos, how did you get all those UDP ports? So my scan's taking forever, dude. So 138. I already have 161. Oh, mass scan, but only 161 is open. Oh, okay, cool. Only 161's open. Gotcha. I'll have to try mass scan for UDP scanning too then. Anyways. So SNMP v1 is what we have. Authentication is based on a string. Community string, which is what I said, that travels in plain text. Version 2, blah, blah. As mentioned before, in order to access the info saved on the MIB, you need to know the community strings on version 1 and 2, the credentials on version 3. There are two types of community strings. Public, mainly read-only, and private, read-write. Enumerate SNMP. It's recommended to install the following to see what does mean each. Oh, okay, they need to fix that sentence. It's recommended to install the following to see what does each OID gathered from the device. If you know a valid community string, you should access the data using SNMP. Walk. Okay. I'm just going to try a random string here. So, obviously I haven't done much with SNMP. Our interfaces, usernames. It's at least a printer. I identified that. Default, blah, blah. Okay. To extend, this can be achieved by using SNMP set command, providing the necessary parameters, including the absolute path to the executable and the command to be executed. So, just for testing, I don't think that worked. So I need to understand the OIDs here, I think. Without knowing the specific MIB being used, it's hard to say what these bits represent. That might be a bitmap or printer status. To refer to the specific MIB. Wow. I'm not going to refer to specific MIB documentation, I can tell you that. So what was this thing that they wanted me to download up above? I didn't understand what they were saying. Let me go up. See, what does mean each OID gathered from the device? Okay, what does each OID mean gathered from the device? Is that what they're trying to say? Let's try some of this out. Do I need that? I don't want to do an update while I'm on stream. Let's try. Oh, I see what it's called. SNMP MIBS downloader. Is it gonna work? Oh no. Does anyone know if I actually need that tool? I don't feel like wasting my time installing a tool I don't need. No. Okay, I don't need the tool. Bet I'm not going to download it then. MIBS is pretty clutch. What's that command, Nefos? What's that doing for me? Oh, he sent me a message. I don't want to know the full steps because I don't want a full spoiler. If I get stuck, I'll look at it. But why are we running that? So this is what I ran initially. Just trying to figure out where you're getting this from. Oh, that'll get me the string value for the printer. Well, that's just HackTheBox printer, isn't it? Or do you mean something else? And where do you get that 13614 crap at? I don't see that in there. I mean, I see a bunch of other strings. I dropped the link. Okay, let me check this out. I already don't like this machine. Probably just because I've never really done this. Oh, that was the value when you did the SNMP walk initially, as it provided the MIB. Does it not provide the MIB anymore? Here, let me just read through this. Most folks leave their SNMP community name as public, which I think I got. Also try internal. So he's using SNMP get. Do I have that? Oh, sweet. It is version 1, I think. Where's he getting that string from? Is that just always the string or something? The frick? Am I interested in invading Google together, Frida? No, I'm not. Where you see iso.xxx, that is the MIB, which will store values like passwords, etc. Yeah, so we have this, I guess we have this string right here. So how do I read this, though? I used to be years ago with MRTG for monitoring their common values. Gotcha. So what am I, the frick am I doing wrong here? So where's he getting this? Is that the same thing you sent me? Oh yeah, it is. But you're using SNMP walk for it. Let me try yours. See what I mean? It's not working. Oh wait, no, I need the community string. Hold up. So that gives me that. So then what do I do? What the frick? Oh. Hex represent. So you just decode that. You just convert them. Wow. I see the password right there. That's okay. I guess not confusing if you know SNMP, but we need to back up. So I need to document my steps here. So was this giving me the... Was this the same? Okay, no, that's not the same thing. But that was the same thing right there. So that's just netflows. If I'm understanding right, this is just like a default value here. Correct. Okay. So that's just a default value. And the string was just public by default as well. So this... Oh, shoot, it was here too. It was there in that first result. When I just ran this command, the password is actually there. So you don't even need that long string. See, it gave me the password there too. So I'm actually going to replace this. Right, this is my command. I did notice that value was in the first command, but you should always query the item as you can often find a lot of valuable data in SNMP. Ah. So let's grab a command on how to do that. So that's this right here. Well, you can just include this. Okay, now it's the same. Is it twice? Oh. I got access. Beautiful. All right. Took me a little bit there. Now, so I can reset the host name. What else can I do? Ritual save in printers. I don't think that's helpful to us. What commands does it give me? Parameter name, IP, blah, blah. Execute system command. Oh, shoot. Easy enough. And that flows at the bottom of the page when you enter it exact. Oh, yeah, you must have saw that before I did. All right, there's our user flag. Okay, that I take back what I said about the machine. That's if it wasn't for Nefos, that would have made no sense to me. So Nefos, you're the MVP on this. Like I would have looked at a walkthrough and still been confused, but that actually does make sense now. If you knew what you were doing, that would have been crazy easy. But I didn't know what I was doing, so I'm gonna say not too easy for me. Now, can I run like... Yeah, so can I just get a shell now? Or... is there anyone with... No, SSH isn't open on the machine, I guess. Okay. Can we also do... Okay. Can I do that? Make it a little simpler. Nope, I guess I can't. We do a bash shell. Let's just try this. I wouldn't do the full path. Oh, whoops. So we'll just adjust this to 10, 11, 1337. Okay, I guess not. Okay. Try it a different way real quick. The frick. Finally got it. Okay, let me just record my commands I did there in order to execute that shell. And now we have our little more stable shell to work with. I knew one of the ways would work for me. We'll grab a screenshot of that. Since we have an actual shell now. Oops. All right. Oh shoot, I didn't I closed my shell because I'm dumb. But then I get it easily. Exec user bin bash shell.sh. Okay. Now we can do some hunting. What do we all have? We have a telnet.py, which what's in here? That's just our telnet server. Okay, I want to make sure there's no password or anything interesting being shared there. Oh, we're in var spool. Okay. So LP admin. When's this? Oh, it's from 2012. Okay, I don't think this is going to be helpful. Okay, LP admin. What even is LP admin? Is it the printer thing? Yeah, printers. Okay. So back in 2012, there was a local privilege escalation. I mean, maybe it still works? Oh, it stands for line printer? Gotcha. I doubt this is going to work. Oh, from 2008. I mean, I really doubt it. I'll leave it open, but I'm not even going to mess with that yet. There's probably a different way. I can't imagine a HackTheBox machine is using an exploit from 2008 for privilege escalation, but maybe. We'll come back to it if I don't see anything else interesting. Let's see what we all have. Well, we don't have anything at home, really, I don't think. Guess we were already there. Oh, there's cups right there. Oh. Oh, that's where I was at. Where's the cups admin interface? I don't know where it's at. Is it 161 like it says in that Google? Oh yeah, or 631. That's what they said, right? 631. So we have cups 1.6.1. Okay, so it's definitely not vulnerable to that. Can I do anything with the cups interface? I must be able to. There's admin, classes, help, jobs, printers. I could set up like some port forwarding stuff, or I could go like this. It's a poor way of doing it. Okay. Oh no, I can't do like SSH because SSH. I can't do SSH port forwarding because that's not running. But I could use some other things to port forward, like chisel and stuff. I would think. And then I would be able to access this actual page internally. Is there any here? Is there any like cups? That's 1.3. We have 1.6.1. Maybe cups is running as a different user. We're at 1.6.1. This is 2.0.3. I am looking in Notion. Is the free version good? Yeah, that's what I use. I use the free version. Bottleneck. So maybe if I do something like chisel, just set it all up, then I'd be able to access it from the outside, and then I might be able to dig into this a little bit more. Give me just a second, y'all. I'm going to pull up my OneNote because that's where all my chisel stuff is at, or all my port forwarding commands. I'll share my screen in just a moment. I might have some HackTheBox OffSec stuff in here, and I don't want OffSec to have a good reason to come after me. All right, yeah, here are my notes. Oh, this is on Windows, but it'll be the same here. Let's go ahead and try this. Compile that. so a demo app is running this chisel server. However, we can tunnel in. So we set up the server on our machine, right? Or no? Let me look at my own notes. So on Kali Linux, we set up the server, and then this will be, it says Windows, but it should work on Linux. We'll just use the Linux one. We'll do chisel client, Kali IP. We'll add this in, and then we can proxy chains. Possibly. Oh, Nephilis found something on GitHub. Is this the one I found before? No. Here, let me copy the link. Oh, there's a Metasploit module too? 1.6.2. What were we at? We were 1.6.1. Well, very interesting. Let's try it before I spin up all the chisel stuff. File read.sh. Jump back over to this. 10.10.14.11. File read.sh. Okay, and how do we use it? Does not require any arguments to run. It is currently interactive only. Okay, so we just run it. And then if you want to read a single file only, prompt line to type in absolute path to an existing file. Okay. Holy crap. That's crazy. I'm surprised they're using an exploit from 2012 for the machine, but I've never seen such a thing. That's pretty dang cool. I mean, we completed the machine. Wow. Yeah, I would say not a hard machine, but a super unique machine. Like, I've done a bunch of CTFs, and I haven't seen anything quite like that. That's very cool. So if we would have done, we are 1.6.1, right? Would this have found it? Oh, I would have found it immediately. So the mistake I made is once I found CUPS 1.6.1, I only compared it to this privilege escalation I found. I should have went back to Google and just typed CUPS 1.6.1 exploit and would have found it immediately. We could have used Metasploit for it as well. We would have needed an interpreter shell, which could have been easy to get, but... Wow, that was cool. That was fun. Let's go ahead and grab our root flag so that I can say I completed the machine. The Metasploit one. Yeah, the Metasploit one would be fine. I would just need to get an interpreter shell, but I'm sure it works great. The bash one worked awesome. I mean, it just prompts for a file read. It's very similar to there's a Dell Open Managed file read that was actually discovered by Rhino where I work. The Hack Smarter CTF machine uses that, the one that I made. At least I think that's what I'm thinking of. Let me look it up. I'm sure someone has written some walkthroughs for it. Let's see what people found besides me. If anyone hasn't done this machine, spoiler alert, right? It's one of the ones I created for Try Hack Me. But I think there's a file read vulnerability on here that's very similar to that one, at least with the bash prompt. Yeah, so you see that? It's always it's very similar right there. You can run the poc.py and it will ask you for the file, and then you have full file read on the system, except for it's a Windows. But that's the HackSmart security room that I made for Try Hack Me. So just similar prompt is what it reminded me of when I saw the file read prompt. But there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Took me a lot of stumbling there. Super cool box, very unique compared to anything else I've done. And actually learned a lot through it. So I don't know who the creator is, but whoever you are, kudos. Thank you for making this machine for the community. And a big thank you to all of you in chat for hanging out with me, especially Nefos. Nefos, you kind of came in key with your SNMP experience, helping go through that. The Xbox sound always triggers me. It's always at like 200 system volume somehow. Yeah, sorry about that. Sorry about the loud sound. I forgot that my desktop audio was turned on when I solved the machine. Actually, the name Antique is a kind of giveaway. That's true. You're right. You're right. It's using an exploit from 2012. The name is Antique. That's a good call. That is a kind of giveaway that we might be using an older exploit. Super interesting. Well, y'all, I've been on stream now for almost 3 hours, so I think I'm going to call it a night, work on some of these videos. For those of you watching on YouTube after the fact, hey, thank you for watching. I will see you guys in the next one.